it's hard for us to really quantify the emotional content of a record, because I think when we're making it, we're just really so wrapped up in the process. So I think it's almost something more for listeners to decide, if that makes sense. This is Stuart from Mogwai.
I'm Mark from Mogwai.
You're watching Indie Rocks. I think the process of making the record changes, not drastically. I think the bare bones of how we make music is the same. We tend to demo on our own and then come together as a band, then obviously record together as a band. But yeah, over the years that has changed quite a lot. Like some of our records we've made over months and months and months, and then some we've made over just a couple of weeks. So it changes from record to record. And with this one, there was a big change in that Dave, the producer, was in America while we were in England. So we were doing it, we were in contact with him electronically, with like a video screen while we were recording. So that was different. But yeah, the basic idea of how we make records is always quite similar.
This time, like, because Barry used to stay in Berlin, so we would only get to see him for maybe like 1 or 2 weeks before we did the record. But this time we were all in a room for months before, which was much different this time, wasn't it? I suppose.
That's true. Yeah, that was a big change. We started demoing songs in our own houses, and we were about to get together to start playing when the lockdown happened. So that kind of delayed the whole process and also gave us more time to work on the songs on our own. And then quite soon before we actually went to the studio, we were allowed to be together, and we got back into the rehearsal room. So we rehearsed for a few weeks or so, and then...
The original plan was to go to America to record it with Dave. Was it May, maybe? And then, obviously, we couldn't leave the country. We couldn't go to America because they closed. And yeah, we just took more time over the writing. Because I think maybe if we'd went in the May, then I don't think it would have been the same record. I don't think that it would have turned out as well.
I think working with Dave has gotten easier over the years because we know each other more and we understand each other. And I think we've got a lot of trust in him. I think he's the only person that when he tells us to do something, we actually do it. Usually if someone else tells us to do something, we tell them to get lost.
I mean, he was always there. He was on a screen in the live room and in the control room, so he was always there telling us what to do and what he thought what could be better, and it was just like having him there. It was just, our day was, we would just start our day a little later to, because he was 5 hours behind, so we would start in the afternoon instead of the morning, and yeah, just worked into the night time, and it was fun. It was good. I mean, it didn't really seem as if he was not there. He was just this presence, It was good.
I think it's quite obvious when you hear when the songs are at the demo stage, whether they sound as if they're going to need lyrics or not. Usually the songs that need lyrics don't have a focal melody through them. They're just kind of chords, and it just sounds like an instrumental before someone sings on it. So it always seems quite obvious. And there was a few songs that ended up with lyrics on this record. Well, we only used one on the record actually, but that we recorded. And yeah, it always seems to make sense at the time. I think just going different places and playing our music, just being somewhere away from home and just seeing how people respond to the songs. Yeah, I'm just really excited about playing the songs to people.